Now on 767 News, 3 media teams to observe December 8th general elections. And Professor Brian Meeks assesses manifestos of the 2 main political parties. Impressive but similar, he says. 50 new computers, Turkish government's gift to agriculture. Welcome everyone, I'm Alicia George and you're watching 767 News Weekend Edition. Stay tuned for the latest developments right after the break.
This is the new DL750, made to fit your lifestyle, whatever shape it takes. The new KitKat OS means it's faster and easier to enjoy the apps you love, like Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, and YouTube. With colored covers you can change to match your lifestyle. A 5-megapixel camera with an amazing flash to capture the moments that matter wherever you are. The new DL750, lighter, smarter, brighter. Digicel.
Ozone. When you use Ozone. 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 Never done till the dirt is gone. Ozone.
Ho, ho, ho!
It's the rum that I want to full up me belly. It's the rum that I want to bat in the party.
Play Big 4 and win even more this Christmas. Spend $9 or more on Big 4 tickets and get a free letter. Spell ham, rum or buy and win hams, single barrel rum and shopping vouchers. Plus non-winning promotional tickets gets a chance to win one of 4 supermarket shopping sprees valued at $1,000. The more tickets you buy, the more letters you get to win. Have a cheerful ham and rum Christmas from the Dominican National Lottery. Promotion starts November 10th to December 31st.
Black Friday deals continue at Quartz. Get great deals of up to 50% off across the store on credit purchases 24 months and over. And even better, you pay absolutely nothing until February 2015. Deals on all week long from Monday 24th to Thursday 27th November. But hurry, as they're selling out quickly. Quartz Black Friday deals. Get them now. Quartz, bringing value home.
When you serve your family Chocolisto, they'll be getting a tasty drink that's good for them. They'll love the taste, so delicious and chocolatey. With vitamin A, B1, B2, B3, and vitamin D. With niacin, calcium, and iron too. They will drink nutritiously. And you will love the value, because Chocolisto gives you great taste and nutrition at a very affordable price. So say goodbye to high prices and say hello to Chocolisto. And affordable nutrition in a tasty drink at Astafans. Right place, right price.
Welcome back. First up this news time. 3 teams from regional and international organizations are to observe the December 8th general election in Dominica. Teams from the Commonwealth Secretariat, the Caribbean Community, CARICOM, and the Organization of American States, OAS, will be in Dominica for Monday, December 8th, 2014. Roosevelt Skerrit, leader of the Dominica Labour Party, in his capacity as Prime Minister, wrote to the organizations on Wednesday, November 19th, inviting them to observe the general elections in the interest of transparency and good governance. The team from the Commonwealth Secretariat is headed by Mr. Jean-Pierre Kingsley, former Chief Electoral Officer of Elections in Canada, while both CARICOM and the OAS have requested reasonable time to put their teams together. The observer teams will be in direct contact with the Electoral Commission. And Brian Meeks, Professor of Social and Political Change, who delivered a lecture at the 9th annual Dame Mary Eugenia Charles Memorial Lecture on Thursday, said the United Workers' Party, UWP, and the Dominica Labour Party, DLP, manifestos, though impressive, are similar.
In the hour or so before I came here, I was going through them. What struck me about both manifestos is that they're quite good. I mean, it's not as though, you know, they're completely off the page and they're in some alternative universe. the manifestos are actually quite good. You know, there are not a lot of, there really is not a lot of policy space in the Caribbean. The other thing that struck me is that they're very similar. And there really is not a lot of difference between the two parties. There are just so many things that Dominicans can think about what is possible for us to do.
He said what is not clear is the idea of broad or more visionary strategies for midterm growth and prosperity.
There's a lot about fixing things and putting certain things in place, and some of them are really attractive. I think, for example, that you know, and I don't want to jump in here in the deep end of Dominican politics, but the geothermal initiative is very interesting, looking at somebody from Jamaica, the idea of just dealing with the power thing one time. It may not be feasible. I don't want to go there. But it is very interesting as a concept. Some of the things on the United Workers' Party's platform in terms of their economic strategy are very interesting. But then I open the Labour Party's manifesto, and I'm seeing similar things written in a different way.
The Dominica Labour Party and the United Workers' Party both launched their manifestos this month ahead of the December 8th, 2014 general elections. In other news, 50 new computers were handed over to the Director of Agriculture, Ricky Brumant, as a gift from the Turkish government on Friday. The 50 desktop computers will be distributed across the 7 agricultural regions at the Farmer Service Centers, the Agricultural Library, the Agricultural Information, Communications and Technologies Unit, the Livestock Development Unit, the Citra Certification Project, and the Produce Chemist Lab. Brumant said although the division has had a good information system, it is still faced with some technical challenges.
What these computers will do, it will create a sense of uniformity across the board. Some of the issues that we have had is you've had systems that are from a varied makers or manufacturers, and the servicing and the parts procurement sometimes leads to much issues, and it's a challenging situation sometimes. So this sense of uniformity is going to help us better platform our information data collection again and management across the board.
According to Brumant, this is just one area of assistance offered by the government of Turkey. He anticipates more will be accomplished through this newly formed partnership. Meanwhile, Permanent Secretary in the Ministry of Agriculture, Harold Gist, said these computers will increase the ministry's capacity to implement several agricultural projects.
We are living in an age of technology, and ICT is everything, and we have an opportunity with this equipment that we have now received to enhance the performance of the agriculture sector, to improve the flow of information, to be able to more speedily do analysis for soil, for crop production, for rainfall, for all of the various factors of production within the agricultural sector.
Geese said the Turkish counterparts were eager to assist Dominica. He commended the agricultural officers who have used their personal computers to facilitate the advancement of the ministry over the years.
We recognize that we had a deficiency, and we required to have our various agricultural offices computerized. There are various agricultural officers who use their own personal computers because we didn't have enough computers. And for these persons, we commend them for taking their personal computers to do the work of the ministry. But now, we can assure them that they do not have to use their personal equipment anymore, that the government of Dominica can now provide computers for them to be able to do the work.
The computers will be a welcome addition as the Division of Agriculture continues to make advancement in the use of ICT and to empower extension officers with the resources needed for research and to keep abreast with developments in the sector both regionally and internationally. 2 manifestos have been presented to the Dominican public, one from the Dominica Labour Party, DLP, and the other from the United Workers' Party, UWP. But what exactly is contained in those documents? According to leader of the DLP, Roosevelt Skerrit, a jigsaw puzzle of incoherent promises. Speaking at a rally to endorse Catherine Daniel, the DLP candidate for the Qualiho constituency, Skerrit said the manifesto launched by his contenders, the United Workers' Party, makes no sense to him.
What they have produced makes no sense to me, and I will not waste your time in dissecting it this evening. Indeed, I wish to congratulate Senior Counsel Tony Astaphan, Ambassador Dr. Vince Henderson, and Lennox Lawrence, and Mr. Ed Lambert for so ably unmasking the scam that is the United Workers' Party manifesto. I take great comfort in the fact tonight that 24 hours after the manifesto was launched, and not a single voter in this country has contacted me, expressed interest in, or concern over the few thousand words which academics in the UWP have thrown together in the name of a manifesto.
The DLP leader said a significant number of plans contained in the UWP's manifesto have already been done, and an even greater percentage of those promises made cannot be accomplished or are impractical. He went on to criticize the UWP's mandate to reduce government ministers from 16 to 10.
I can tell that many, if at all, if any at all, of the framers of their policies have never served or functioned at any level in the government service. For example, they speak about abolishing ministries as if they think, as if when you do that, you abolish the public officers as well. The only person displaced by the abolition of a ministry is the minister. Even the permanent secretary has to be transferred laterally at least. So I really do not understand the benefits to the country, or more so the treasury, of reducing the number of ministries to 10, when not a single member of the cabinet would have ever served in a serious administrative position in the government service before.
Skerrit said as a DLP government, they tried to include all parliamentary representatives in the operations of the country, 90% of whom served in some form or another in the cabinet. He therefore pledged his full support behind his candidate, stating that Parliament would be much stronger with the addition of Daniel.
Voters of the Collier constituency, I am here to say to you this evening that Catherine Daniel has presented a constituency manifesto to me, and I have given her the assurance that which she has outlined for this constituency is fair and reasonable, and we shall, as a re-elected government, pursue these projects with vigor.
Daniel is one of 6 women contesting the December 8 general election. She will go up against United Workers' Party candidate Nicholas George for the Qualihu constituency. And in more stories, the boys of the Goodwill Primary School on Thursday received valuable advice from 2 male inmates of the Dominica State Prison. Principal of the Goodwill Primary School, Miriam Louise, said this activity was in observance of the Ministry of Education's organized Boys Week, which began on Monday.
More than ever, we realize that the boys are on the edge, and the boys are also marginalized. And because of this, we realize that the girls seem to be always holding the upper end. And as a result, we realize the boys, too, they need to find a place. And so, our education officer for the Western District, Mrs. Roye, was the one who kind of conceptualized the whole thing to bring it from the north to the west. And so he fell in line in it. I must say, because of Boys Week, we were able to have a Fathers Club at our school, and this Fathers Club has been working very, very well. I mean, there are lots of things to be done still to really sensitize the fathers, make them understand that they have a role to play in new boys, because without the daddies being there, the mommies get very, 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 very exhausted. So we need the daddies to be part of their lives.
Activities included special assemblies led by the boys and a reading competition. Louis said the inmates were brought in hopes that these young boys learn from their mistakes and make better choices. One of the young men, 28-year-old Dean Davis, advised the young boys that it is very important to read regularly and ensure they study in order to succeed.
So I'm here as an example of not being that way. If I had been that way, I wouldn't be dressed in blue with a number on my shirt saying that this is the number that they gave me in the prison, because it have others up there before me and it have others that came after me. Young boys as well, younger than me, my age group, and men that is older than me. So I don't want you all, young boys, falling in the same place as I am today. So I want to encourage all you all to be fair, be trusty, and be honest with yourself and with others too. Respect too. You have to be respectable as young boys.
Meanwhile, 26-year-old inmate Stevenson Benjamin added his voice in advising the students on the importance of schoolwork and staying away from negative friends.
Friends. You see when friends tell you, let us go and do that, let us go and do this, let us go and hit Mr. Love and fight. Just turn your back on them. Tell them, no, that's wrong. And trust me, it have another thing I want you to know. My grandmother always tell me, you see the 3 Ds, discipline, dedication and determination, you can refine life. You check, because when you're disciplined, you're disciplined enough to do your schoolwork.
Benjamin added, to date, none of the friends who he had followed have visited him during his incarceration. Political rallies or political parties. NGO concerned about the manner in which some young people are attired during the campaigns. More details of this when we return.
I know it is confusing out there with so many prizes and so many stores, and you are trying to figure out how to do the maths on savings. Well, don't worry, we will do the maths for you. It is our business to deliver the best product at the best prices. So when you shop at Astafans, you don't need to do the maths, we have done it for you. And best of all, take the savings and use it to pay for something else, helping you save money. That's our business.
Black Friday deals continue at Quartz. Get great deals of up to 50% off across the store on credit purchases 24 months and over. And even better, you pay absolutely nothing until February 2015. Deals on all week long from Monday 24th to Thursday 27th November. But hurry, as they're selling out quickly. Quartz Black Friday deals. Get them now. Quartz, bringing value home.
This holiday season, let Digicel help you find the best selection of 4G smartphones and tablets, like the Samsung Galaxy S5, the Digicel DL800, and the Blue Life Play. So visit your nearest Digicel store today to find the perfect gift and get a chance at winning loads of great weekly prizes with your purchase, plus the grand prize of up to $20,000 cash. Digicel.
Ho, ho, ho! It's the ham that I want to pull up me belly. It's the ram that I want to bat in the party.
Play Big 4 and win even more this Christmas. Spend $9 or more on Big 4 tickets and get a free letter. Spell ham, rum or buy and win hams, single barrel rum and shopping vouchers. Plus, non-winning promotional tickets gets a chance to win one of 4 supermarket shopping sprees valued at $1,000. The more tickets you buy, the more letters you get to win. Have a cheerful ham and rum Christmas from the Dominican National Lottery. Promotion starts November 10th to December 31st.
Not long ago I planted a crop of bananas. Then suddenly they started dying one after the other. So I checked the books and they didn't tell me much. So I went on the internet and did a search. One of the websites told me that black sigatoka disease could be the problem. It said cut the affected trees and use spraying methods periodically on the farm. As a banana farmer, I got excited about the internet. Information is powerful, but it's how we use it that defines us. I was definitely saved by broadband.
Sign up for Digicel Play Superfast Broadband Internet Service.
Thanks for staying with us. Jamaican professor Brian Mix on Thursday enlightened a modest crowd at the Fort Young Hotel where he spoke on the topic Beyond the End of Sovereignty, Recapturing Space for Humanity in the Caribbean. This topic was a focus for the 9th Annual University of the West Indies Dame Mary Eugenia Charles Memorial Lecture.
My argument is to suggest that in order to better understand the position of and possibilities for small, particularly Caribbean polities in the contemporary world, we need to first nuance sovereignty by disaggregating it. Krasner, for instance, has suggested that sovereignty might better be understood if we recognize its 3 components. He divides it into international juridical sovereignty, that is your place in the world of nation states, Westphalian Vatalian sovereignty, the way in which you can actually do things as a nation state, and domestic sovereignty, that is control in the domestic space of a particular state.
Professor Mix said while sovereignty has been eroded, it has by no means led to the negation of power. He said while sovereignty has been limited in the Caribbean, it cannot be regarded as extinct.
From such a perspective, endings are thus also realistically beginnings. So the end of Bandung is the beginning of something else. And the questions as to what strategies and tactics to engage in, to face and interface with the new global order are eminently political questions. What sorts of alliances and coalitions and around what sorts of programs are possible in the nonetheless extraordinarily difficult conditions of the early 21st century for Caribbean states? What can we make then of power and people's lives after sovereignty? And by after sovereignty, I'm simply referring to the way in which people have argued sovereignty has ended. And I'm arguing that it has not.
The professor said the Caribbean rates negatively in macroeconomic indicators, while small economies suffer from the limitations of markets and resources, which has been compounded by politics in addition to social and economic policies.
The entire Anglophone Caribbean, with perhaps the exception of petroleum-rich Trinidad and Tobago, is in a state of economic stasis. Jamaica, which has barely grown economically for the past 3 decades, or your own Dominica, with negative growth in 2012 and 2013, before that very anemic growth, are not even the obvious choices to demonstrate this point, but rather Barbados. For 2 decades, Barbados' model of social partnership, avoidance of direct engagement with the IMF, and the maintenance of a social democratic approach to the distribution of welfare benefits seemed to work and set an example of what was possible in a small, resource-poor island. But the true fragility of the Barbadian model could be seen in its less well-advertised features, such as the decision to sell unrenewable assets, particularly scarce beachfront land, to rich foreigners, significantly driving up real estate prices for ordinary Barbadian wage earners and providing only short and temporary fixes to fiscal imbalances.
He said that there is a looming possibility of what he considers a perfect storm of intersecting developments which could profoundly affect the existence of Caribbean societies. And the inappropriate manner in which some young people dress to attend political rallies is causing concern for one non-profit organization in Dominica. The NGO Coalition, in a statement released on Thursday, is concerned that this may lead vulnerable to exploitation, potential accidents, neglect, and abuse. This has raised concerns among the Dominica NGO Coalition, who said the safety of children at political events should be of paramount importance. The intense political campaigning is affecting school students, as according to the coalition, teachers and social workers have alerted them that children who attend the late-night events are often late to school the following morning and are without completed homework, breakfast, and snack. They are urging parents to set a good example in dress codes and attitude, to promote politics as a serious democratic activity, and to recognize that children have a right to be safe in all social contexts. The coalition is further advising parents to exercise discretion about what is age-appropriate, healthy, and safe for their children at all times. Meanwhile, Catherine Daniel, Dominica Labour Party, DLP candidate for the Collie Hill constituency, has called for the upgrading and renaming of a sporting centre after 2 sporting icons, Luan Gabriel and Shane Shillingford, during her endorsement rally on Thursday. Shillingford, a West Indies cricketer, and Gabriel, an Olympic athlete and gold medal winner in the 2012 Carifta Games, have made outstanding contributions to Dominica and the region by extension.
I heard your cry for the erection of a police station for Dubla. I heard the community center, the resource center. I heard you want to complete that. I heard you apply for a sporting facility, a community that nurtured in Dubla Shane Shillingford, the community that nurtured Luan Gabriel. And I think we should be so proud of these sporting icons that we need to upgrade the sporting facility in Dubla complete that small pavilion and let us name it after these two icons.
Daniel said young people will seek to emulate the contributions of the two athletes. She told the constituents that she has heard their requests, and although she cannot promise that they will all be addressed, she will do her best to honor those which are possible. Constituents, she said, had requested a communal sewage disposal system, land reform to include village expansion, housing development, rehabilitation of roads and playing fields.
I come to you humbly, one of my great qualities, and I honestly say humbly, respectfully also, seeking your vote that together, and this is true, together, because alone I cannot do it, together, hand in hand, we may build a better future for you and for your children.
The DLP candidate said the Qualiho constituency has never been a United Workers' Party stronghold and hopes that this trend continues in support of her candidacy.
Qualiho country is Labour country. We did not go blue when blue was in fashion. We did not go blue when blue was new. Qualiho, it's not now Qualiho will go blue, because Qualiho constituency does not like to lose. We are winners and will remain with the winning side.
In the 2009 general election, DLP candidate Ronald Tula for the Qualiho constituency defeated his opponents by over 400 votes. This time around, Catherine Daniel on a DLP ticket will contest United Workers' Party candidate Nicholas George for the Qualiho constituency in the December 8 general election. And election campaign activities will continue throughout the weekend with the two main political parties, the United Workers' Party, UWP, and the Dominica Labour Party, DLP. As we speak, a rally to endorse United Workers' Party candidate Nicholas George is ongoing in Qualiho, while the Dominica Labour Party is at the Winter Park Sports Stadium endorsing DLP candidate Alvin Bernard, concluding the night's activities with a concert featuring renowned gospel performer Donnie McClurkin. On Saturday, the UWP will head to La Plaine in support of candidate Ron Green, while DLP converges at Woodford Hill in support of Athenia Benjamin. The DLP rally will be followed by a performance from soca artist Alison Hines. The weekend activities will come to a close on Sunday when the United Workers' Party rallies around Monell Williams in St. Joseph, and the Labour Youth Organization hosts a motorcade at the Pottersville Savannah. So you've registered to vote, and your name is on the registered voters list. But here's what you need to know on the day of general elections. During the hours when the poll is open, every employee is entitled to 2 hours for voting, in addition to the midday lunch hour, without deduction in pay or other penalty. The ballot is absolutely secret, and it should not be possible for anyone to determine who an elector voted for. Persons must be physically present at the polling station to vote. There are no absentee votes. Electors who are blind or otherwise physically incapable are entitled to vote with the assistance of the presiding officer or another person qualified to assist. Each elector may vote at one polling station and for only one candidate. How to determine the polling station to vote for at the 2014 general elections? Find the constituency in which you are registered, find the area you lived in when you registered, find the letter your surname begins with, and the corresponding polling station. Now we are ready to place your votes. Voters must only use the lead pencil provided in the polling booth or the polling room to mark the ballot paper. You must make a cross within the space provided containing the name of the candidate for whom he or she intends to vote. Fold the ballot paper as directed by the presiding officer so that the initials and number are clearly seen. Hand the ballot paper over to the presiding officer on returning from the polling booth/room. The presiding officer examines the initials and numbers on the counterfoil to ascertain that it is the same ballot paper that was delivered to the elector. If it is the same, the presiding officer removes the counterfoil and deposits the ballot paper in the ballot box in full view of the voter and all others present. Every elector must vote without undue delay and leave the polling station as soon as the ballot paper is deposited in the ballot box. For more information, visit the Electoral's Office website. And that's all the time we have for now. Drop us an email, friend us on Facebook, and be sure to like our 767 News page. From all of us on the 767 News production team, I'm Alicia George, wishing you a wonderful weekend, a wonderful evening, and thanks for watching.
Boom, Miss and I, it's my time to get on bad when I jam in at everybody. Come celebrate with me, but if you don't know me yet, don't worry, man, we go take a jam in a party. Yeah, put one hand in the air. 767 News.